Hello crafty people out there. Today I'm going to show you, I don't knock my lights over, I'm going to show you how to make this bow right here. I usually make this bow for Thanksgiving, for little Thanksgiving outfits. I usually offer it around Thanksgiving, and I've already had some orders for it, and it's the end of July, so I'm going to show you how to make this. I guess you'd call it a boutique bow. First thing you're going to need some ribbon, whatever ribbon you want to use for your main bow. I'm using orange polka dot ribbon. This is 7/8 grosgrain ribbon. You're going to need 2 other colors that you want to use in your bow. Since I used the polka dots here, brown, and then a yellow there. So I have brown and this color, which is maize, but it's like a light yellow, and brown. And these are 7/8 inch ribbons. And then you're also going to need, this is 3/8 grosgrain ribbon for your surrounding loops right here. And then I also use it to line my alligator clips, and then for the middle. After you have your ribbon, you are also going to need a pair of scissors, of course, to cut. You're going to need something to seal your edges with, which I use a lighter. I always use Bic because they are so much better than any other kind of lighter. And they just, every time, light, and it's not so hard on your thumbs. You're going to need a ruler or something to measure with. A tape measure, I get these at Hobby Lobby. They're 99 cents, and I have a lot of them, and they're laying everywhere. That's the way I like it. You're going to need some string or something. If you prefer to sew your bows with a needle and thread, you'll need to get your needle and thread, but I use this. Extra glue sticks if you need them. Glue gun, did I already say that? I don't remember, because this is the second time I'm trying to do this video. The first time everything was out of focus. So you're going to need a clip of some sort. This is an alligator clip. You could use a French clip if that's what you prefer. I think that's pretty much all the tools you're going to need. So let's get started. Oh, and some Stiff and Quick if you like to use that. I do. I prefer to use that. That's first thing you're going to do is you need 18 inches. Just like this here of your orange ribbon or whatever color ribbon you are going to use. So let's see here. I mean, it don't have to be absolutely perfect, but you're going to heat seal your edges. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut my surrounding bow, which is out of my 3/8, and I usually do a 1/2 inch shorter than what I make my regular bow. So since that was 18 inches, I'm going to make this 17.5. And I'm going to go ahead and heat seal those edges. Okay. Now, this is the part in the other video I did that was like way up here and you couldn't see what I was doing. So I'm hoping and praying that this is going to be able to see. What I do first is I fold it in half and I put a crease so I know where the middle is so I can see that. Then I'm going to make a loop and another loop. That way the pretty side is down there on the bottom and the plain side is right here. I guess you call that like a breast cancer awareness ribbon. Is that what it was called? I don't even remember. The fatter you make it, your loops, the flatter your bow. The fatter, the flatter. The skinnier you make it, the more loopy your bow is going to be. So I like to make mine pretty loopy. That makes sense. So you do it like that. Now I have this right here, this little gem. and it is called a Gatorbite, and it comes from a company called lookatmebaby.com, and I bought mine. It's got stuff on tape. I bought mine, I say at least 5 or more years ago. I know it's been a while. And this is like gold. If anyone touches that, I'm like, don't touch that. Don't touch that. Put that back. Because my kids like to play with it. But if you go to Look at Me Baby, I'll put the link down below. If you go to lookatmebaby.com, you can buy these still. But now I think they're $29.95. When I bought it, it was $19.95. And I don't know how much shipping is, but if you buy one, you won't regret it, because I mean, this thing has lasted me over 5 years already, and I mean, I love it, and that's how I prefer to make my bows. I don't like to make them any other way except for with this clip. So, once I got my thing going, if you don't have one of these and you want to tie it or loop it, or sew it, I guess you could go ahead and make your creases and do your sewing. But this thing works is I use string, and this string right here I buy at Walmart. It's in the crocheting, like where the yarn is, it's crocheting thread, I guess you call it. And I usually buy, it's like $2.88 for a big spool, and that lasts me a long time, and I make a lot of bows, so I just slip it through there. Slip it through the other side, and then I go again through, and I'm going to tie this side. And if you push down on this thing, it'll make your creases more dominant, I guess you'd say. So I do it twice. Sorry if this video sucks. This is like the first one I'm making, and I'm not good at making them, I guess. Since it's my first one, I don't really know, do I? Duh. Okay. So once you get your bow done, it's going to look like this. I hope you can see that, and I hope it's in the middle, because I don't really know. This is my first time using my big camera for filming too. I usually use a little handheld camera, and this is my Canon EOS Rebel 2 Ti. So once you get your bow done, it's going to look like this. And what I normally do now is I stick it on a paper plate, and I put some Stiffen Quick on it. Now, if I'm in a hurry and I need my bows now, I'll go ahead and I'll stick them in the microwave for 2.5 minutes. But if I'm not, I'll just spray them and let them sit overnight. And dun, 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 here's one that's already stiffened. So there's my bow. Now, I'm going to make my surrounding bows. Now what I do here is I fold it in half. I kind of pinch it so it makes a crease. And then I'm going to fold it again, but this time, let me do this the other way. I'm going to leave just a little bit of an edge there. I don't know if it's going to focus or not, if you can see that, but there's just a little bit of an edge. And I'm going to make a crease. The reason I do this is because for the center of my bow, I'm going to leave a little gap. So that way when I put my ribbon through the middle, when I put this ribbon, there's a little gap left there. I don't know if you can see, but so that's the reasoning why I'm leaving this little bit of an edge there. So it's a little extra space so that my ribbon will come out even. Okay, so I'm going to put a little dot of glue right there. I'm going to put that right across like that. Oh! And I'm going to put a little dot of glue right there. And we're going to put it like that. Now right here is where I'm going to leave a little bit of space. Can you see in my camera? Am I in the middle? You don't have to be perfect.
Woman. Yeah,
Don't
but you're
drop
towards
it.
the top.
Okay, well, move it down here. Okay, so you're going to leave a little bit of space, and I'm going to put a dot of glue in right where that other crease is. I'm going to bring that around. So it looks like that. Now, I'm going to put a little dot of glue on the edge, because this one, I just kind of, just barely on there. So that's what it's going to look like. Now I'm going to take my bow, I'm going to put the dot of glue on the back of it, and I'm going to glue it to this. So it's going to look like that. Now I have to make my spikes. Sorry if you can hear people in the background, my kids are running around. Children, children. I've got 3. Okay. Now you're going to need to make your spikes. And the way I make them, usually I don't measure it. And I've been doing it so long that I'm pretty, like if I was to do it, let's see. If I was making this right now, I would probably cut it right about there. That is right about 4.5 inches. And that's how big I want these bows, since mainly they're used for little babies and I put them on headbands. So I don't want them really big. Now if it was for my daughter, I'd probably go 5.5 inches. She's 7 and we like big bows and we cannot lie. So you go ahead and cut you 3 of this ribbon, whatever ribbon you're going to use to make your main bow. 3 of those. 2 of this color, which is like a light yellow. And then we're going to use 2 brown. 1, 2. Okay. Now what I normally do is I get them all together. Make sure they're all together. Now you got to make sure you have sharp scissors. I don't have one down here. I'm in my sewing room, which my sewing room is located down in our basement. That we turned into 2 bedrooms, a bath, and then my sewing room. Anyway, a little history for you. Sharp scissors is a must. What I recommend is buying the scissor sharpeners, the Fisker scissor sharpeners. Say that 3 times fast. I bought mine at Walmart, and they're not down here to show you, but they do wonders. Also, Fisker scissors is which I prefer. So after I've made sure they're all the same lengths, all even, I go ahead and I cut them. I do mine like that. Now, if you wanted to do it more perfectly, you can fold it in half and make sure you cut the folded edge first and cut diagonal. So it's like that. But like I said, I've been making these bows for ever. Now, let's see, my daughter's 7, so around 7 years, because I started when she was quite little. I just prefer to cut them like this. Now I know everybody probably has their own style, their own way they like to make bows, and I'm just showing you mine. I'm not saying it's right, it's wrong, but it's just the way I make them. Once you get them all cut, what you're going to want to do is heat seal all the edges with your trusty Bic lighter. I think I'm advertising for Bic. I'm not. So you go ahead and heat seal all your edges. Sometimes if I'm in a hurry, what I'll do is I'll make a fan like this, and I'll just go whoop, them around. Okay, got me a mess going on here. I hope you can see. Okay, once you get them all, then you lay them. I start with the orange, then I'll go yellow, then brown, then my orange. Yes, you heard me correctly. I said orange. Orange. And I usually lay them out just so the ends are just touching. The little spikes are just touching each other. Like so. Once I get them there, pick it up. Again, you're going to use your hair bow creasing tool, which is my Gatorbite. And I just put it right there in the middle. And you make sure that they're kind of all even. Get just some more of your string. I probably waste more than I use because I usually just give me that string. Pull off a big piece, but it's cheap. And then I put it through and I give it one time. Again, I kind of push it down. Then I lace it through again to the other side. And pull tight. And then tie again. Pull tight. And then voila! You've got you some nice pretty little creases. And that's what it looks like. Now, go ahead and put you a dot of glue on the back of that. And stick it right there in the middle. Make sure they're all lined up and even. Now, you're going to need your clip, whatever clip you're going to use. If it's an alligator clip and you want to line it, I usually just cut me off a chunk. Again, I waste probably more than I use. That's why we buy these big old spindle spools. Heat seal the end. I take my alligator and I clip it on there. Make sure it's in the center. Make sure this is the flat edge, the bottom end. And I just run glue along it. And I fold this over. Now, I like mine to go in and then back out and up over this just a little. So I just kind of eyeball it, measure. I used to have a marking on my table for this exact length, so I could just measure it out and I would know exactly how much it's going to use, but it's upstairs. I have another crafting area upstairs where my computer and everything is. Okay, so this is my partially lined alligator clip, and this is what I use. And then this other piece, I'm going to heat seal it, and I'm going to put a dab of glue back here, and I'm going to put this right there, like so. Okay, now I'm going to take my alligator clip, part that's lined, run glue along it, and I'm going to put my glue in right there, like so. Okay, once you got it like this, you're going to pinch it and put it through the top so that way it's folded in half. Pull it around to the back. And this part, I'm going to put it straight again. So that way it's folded in half through there. Now I'm going to cut me a little part of this off. I'm going to laugh really loudly.
You know, I lost one of my wallets.
Did it have money in it?
I have no idea where it went.
Okay, I'm filming this video. Okay, so once you get it through like this, you cut your end, you heat seal it, you put a dab of glue right there, and you fold it like that. Once you get your bow looking like this, it's all done. Now if you have a gem or something, you can stick it in the middle, which I put a little, one of these little orange gems. So once you get your gem, you put it in the middle, and there is your bow. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it gorgeous? Two bows. And that is how I make the bow. Again,